Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to just a quick live stream with you guys. Since we're rapidly approaching Christmas, right? 3 days away from Christmas, man. Time flies. 2023 flew by pretty quickly. Um, so, yeah. Got lots to talk about in this podcast. So if you guys are here, guys are joining in, getting the notifications, great. Awesome to have you guys here. If you guys catch the replay, then shout out to the replay crew, hashtag replay crew. And yeah, I know that you guys came in and came through or whatnot. Yeah, so let's kick the tires and light the fires. So yeah, I've been pretty adamant on social media that I've rejoined up with Google Fi. I've talked to you guys about what I'm going to be doing with it and how things are going to be set up. And yeah, so I have everything pretty much set up right now. The last data only SIM card arrived yesterday, so I went ahead and activated that. So currently right now, my daily driver devices is the Google Pixel 5, which I dropped a video yesterday, and I dropped a video test today on the channel. If you guys checked out that video, it's just like a little, not really a car vlog, because I'm not really talking on the video at all whatsoever. But just showing you guys just how it records in 1080p, 60 frames per second. The cameras are very solid on the Pixel 5. I will definitely say that, it still kicks some major butt. But, on top of that, I just kind of wanted to use something that was kind of like parallel to like the iPhone 12. The reason that I got two different data only SIM cards instead of just one, obviously, is, like it says, the best of three, right? So yeah, I'm using all three of these devices, right? We have the Pixel 5, we have the Galaxy A53, we have the iPhone 12. Right, so using One UI, using iOS, using Android specifically, and yeah, just being well versed in these. And the reason for it's not for 5G connectivity, network connectivity, or any of that type of stuff. That's not my niche. So that's not where I'm gonna apply my focus and everything. But actually, just kind of focusing on mobile phone photography. It's a passion of mine that I've dabbled into and kind of just stepped away. I'm just gonna go full throttle into it and just kind of like start using like all the different devices that I have, right? It's like the iPhone 12, the Galaxy A53, the Pixel 5, the Pixel 6a, Pixel 7, Pixel 7a, even going as far back as the Pixel 2 XL, and just kind of just showing what these phones can still do currently today and as they age, and kind of give it this expectations and realizations of just how far mobile phone photography is evolving. We're getting better sensors on even the newer devices, right? Like if you compare today's like iPhone 15s and you compare the Pixel 8 series, they're doing phenomenal things, right? And then you got to look at the S24 Ultra, that the S24 series that's coming later on in 2024. So like all these things, when you look at these phones, these smartphones, and what they can do, right? Photography is pretty much rooted into everybody today. Photography is something that we all do, whether we aspire to be a professional, or we just want to take photos of our families, friends, kids, birthday parties, special events, things like that. And what you can do with a smartphone camera compared to like what you can do with the DSLR or a mirrorless camera, depending on what you tend to buy. Some people, all they really carry on them is just a smartphone in their pocket, but it doesn't mean that you can't capture, the best imaging or even play around with it, especially when you have things like on the Google side of it with the Google Pixel phones, you have Google Photos where you can literally just do all types of editing today within the Google Photos app, and even do some very intricate things like with Magic Eraser. I know the Google Pixel 8 Pro has Magic Audio Eraser, so even videography, which is also what I'm interested in and rooted in, basically making more videos talking about that. So you have all these things in play when it comes to smartphones and photography and things like that you kind of it just needs to be showcased, in my opinion. Like There are other YouTubers that do this too, heavily focused on them. Grant Likes Tech is one of them, and one of my favorite ones to kind of look at that really just kind of like focuses on mobile phone photography and photography in general. You have YouTubers like Andy Tran, who's a barber and also a photographer, and really focuses on photography and cameras and things like that. And he every now and then talks about smartphones because he does recognize that mobile phone photography is a thing. It is a thing that like definitely for sure, um, people are kind of into without even realizing that they're into it. They really don't. They really don't see or understand like exactly. So being that as it is, taking photos with our phones is a very, very, very big part of people's decisions to purchase a certain device when it comes to buying a new phone, upgrading to a new phone. That is one of the top five reasons that people kind of like question a certain phone when it comes to upgrading is the cameras, right? So we look at the things like what types of features does it have when you're considering upgrading from your current device to a new device. And so then people kind of think about it and they're like, okay, well, does it have 5G connectivity, right? Because they want to be on the latest networking system that is available to consumers, and 5G is pretty much there. And so they want to know that it's future proof. So they want to know like how many updates is it going to get, like how many software updates is it going to be supported? Because not everybody, on this planet is a tech reviewer who is either gifted devices by these companies or spent their own money and goes out and buys these devices. Like some people are just not buying new phones like every month, every 2 months, 3 months, or whatever. And because of that reason, you know, um, with people not upgrading quite a bit or whatever, they want to know that the phone is going to be future proof and it's going to last them at least 2 years, right? Like most people are upgrading every 2 years. There are those that are upgrading every year. They're in the habit of upgrading their device to the newest one every year. And then there's those people who just don't upgrade for maybe like 3 4 4 years, right? Like they will get their money's worth out of the phone that they got purchased or whatever. So yeah, you just have to, I mean, really, that's just it in a nutshell, right? Future proofing, right? And then it's camera, like how much, like what can the cameras do? Like how well are the camera sensors? That's something that people do want to know, and people care to know about, right? That is on the top five, questions always asked when upgrading to a new device. And then, besides the cameras, and then it's like storage capacity. Like how much storage capacity does this have? Does this have 512 gigabytes? Does it have 1 terabyte? Like, people want to make sure that they have ample storage, even though they may probably only use like 200 gigs of data, depending on like the photos and videos they're taking. They want to make sure that their phone never slows down because of storage capacity, right? So they always want the highest ones, right? So mobile phone photography is something that I'm going to be heavily focused on going forward, and also videography is another one too. So they kind of go hand in hand, right? Taking photos with phones, and what can you expect to them, like the good about them, the flaws about them. And because I have so much devices in my drawer and everything, like I really don't need to actively put service on these phones to be able to take the photos. I can just grab whatever phone out of my desk and take it with me along with what I'm currently using, and go out of my day and just snap some photos of wherever I'm at, whether I'm in the downtown in a city view, or if I'm out in a at a park with some nice scenery or whatever. I can just whip that phone out, turn it on, snap some photos, and then when I get home, connect it to Wi-Fi and back it up to cloud, and then from there be able to create something out of it for people to see on both YouTube and TikTok, and just kind of like focus on that. So it's still in the realm of technology. It's still in the realm of phones. It's just my main forte is just going to be videography and photography, which I think it's a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun taking photos and stuff like that. So that's just overall in general, just probably just going to be like the coolest part of it. um Yeah, so you guys could be expecting that down the road. And then, of course, having these three devices on Google Fi set up, two of them set up on data only SIM. So the data only SIM cards is in my iPhone 12 and it's in my Galaxy A53 with the main SIM card is in my Pixel 5. And that's just the way I have it set up. So I don't really do a lot of phone calls. Like I don't do regular phone calls. Like my phone calls, and I said I would talk about this in a previous video about Google Fi, but my phone calls are technically Google Meets. So I have my phone number connected to Google Meets, and then I do video calling. I do just audio chat on Google Meets, which is similar to what a lot of people do with iPhones, right? So with iPhones, some people don't have like an active number on it. They may have like myself, a data only SIM card, and so they'll only use like FaceTime and an iMessage to communicate with people that's on their friends, on their friends, and they have like a separate texting app if they're texting somebody on Android. But mostly everybody that I speak to, right? Like my older sister uses Facebook Messenger, right? So we really don't text each other, or we really even don't really iMessage each other, even though she has an iPhone and my nieces and nephews have iPhones and my brother-in-law has iPhone. We really don't use the natives to message. I use Facebook Messenger to video call and to chat with my sister on the daily. And my wife uses Facebook Messenger to video call and chat with me as well. It's just my daughters, they use FaceTime and iMessage, and so that's how I message them. And my youngest son uses iMessage and FaceTime to connect with me. So that's why I have the iPhone. And then for everybody else, they just reach me on Google I was gonna say Duo, but Google Meets. Google Meets is gonna be hey, what's up, Nien? What's going on, man? How's it hanging? How's it hanging? So, anyways, yeah, that's just pretty much like my configuration. So, yes, I know. I've seen some people reach out to me and just like, Google Fi is pretty expensive, and it is compared to what's out there today. Like, yeah, Boost Infinite at $25 a month. You have Mobile X at $25 a month. You have Tello at $25 a month. You have US Mobile at $25 a month. You have a lot of companies really reaching towards that $25 a month price tag. And here I am going to Google Fi, and I am paying with taxes included about $72. Okay, right. So the Unlimited Plus plan is $65, and then the taxes pretty much bring it up to 72. So that's like $7 in taxes that I'm paying on mobile phone service. Now, I'm okay to do that, right? It is my decision to do it. It's my wallet. It's not everybody else's wallet, so it's not really hurting anybody else. It is my decision to do that. However, when I kind of think back with having two Boost Infinite lines, one Mobile X line, 25 a piece, that's $75. $75 for 3 SIM cards to run 3 different devices at the same time, and I'm paying 72 to run 3 devices at the same time, right? It's pretty much that. And yes, these other 2 lines are just data only SIM lines, but again, like I said, I don't really use active phone number for every one of my phones. Like I just don't. Everything is through a chat service, whether it be Facebook Messenger, iMessage, or Google Chat and Google Meets for calling. That's so not, and that's the other thing too. It's consolidating because I actually have one phone number, just like one brand new phone number, not associated to any of my stuff. So it's a fresh number. Nobody really has it except for my dad and my sister. They're the only 2 that actually have my actual phone number. All the other numbers are done and gone. And really the reason behind that is just like cutting out a lot of people that I don't want to associate with anymore. There's still a couple people that I'm going to message and give them my actual main number, but yeah, those are the only people that I do want to kind of communicate with going forward in life, and they'll be the only ones that'll have my number. So interesting thing though that I have to tell you guys, after today setting up the data only SIM card in my iPhone, and what's crazy is because I tested it out with my sister not long ago, so she hit me up on Facebook Messenger to confirm it was me actually messaging her. But the data only SIM card phone number, because there's still a phone number assigned to the SIM card. There's still a number assigned to it, but it's just not authorized for phone calls and text messages or SMS. Let me just be clear. But it did work for iMessage, which is funny. And I'm going to try it out again later and make sure if it's able to be used to do FaceTime. But normally I would just have it set to just using my iCloud address and just iMessage and FaceTime that way. Because you can do that if you don't have a mobile phone number. Um, yeah, so that's how my iPhone's set up. And then my Galaxy A53 pretty much set up also for data only. And like I said, same thing, except it's on the Android side. So um, with all of this, it's just basically the way that I have it set up is Google Meets, um, then camera, and then Facebook Messenger on the far left. I don't have Google Chat on there because I mean, I'll get messages on Google Chat from people, but not quite often, right? So I have the most used apps like on my home screen, and anything else that I need to get into, like I will go and get into it later. Like I will go through the app drawer, find the app, get into it. So yeah, that's how that's set up. And then same thing on my Pixel 5. Even though my Pixel 5 does have my main SIM card in it, um, yeah, I don't really do a lot of phone calls and text messaging on it, so it's pretty much set up the same as the other one. So it's just like, yeah, there's like all of them are like data only SIM. And yes, Google Fi only gives me 50 gigabytes of premium high speed data. I know that. I don't use a lot of data because when I'm at home, I'm connected to home Wi-Fi, right? So, yes, these two devices that are on data only SIM, they're pulling from that 50 gigs of allotment on my main phone line. Now, here's the thing about that. The 50 gigs doesn't really trouble me at all whatsoever. Okay. If I actually bring myself to use 50 gigs before a 30-day cycle is over and I'm slowed down, I'm just gonna have to eat that slow data usage until the data resets. But the thing about it is that, and I dropped a video also on the channel that showed a comparison between Boost Infinite's T-Mobile Access SIM card versus Google Fi, which is an MVNO on T-Mobile, and to show you guys which one had priority over the other, right? So I did single speed tests on each phone to show you guys what they got, and they got fairly good speeds, right? Like over 300 megabits per second and over 50 megabits per second on the uplink. It's when I ran them side by side, you saw that Google Fi had the priority over Boost Infinite T-Mobile Access, right? So having the priority is what counts. That's something that a lot of people don't really think about when they are taking to Reddit or they're taking to Facebook groups and stuff like that, and they're complaining about data connectivity and how it sucks, it's laggy, it's all these things that they talk about. And the sad thing about all of it is that they kind of forget that there's also this priority access, and priority access is not technically displayed always when you run a speed test on your phone, right? Like you would have to be in an area where there's like a massive amount of people, a majority of the people are using the same carrier that you're using, and then you'll find out what priority access you have. Example was since all these holiday festivities are happening, we went to go and we tried to, but it was like massively so much traffic, and people here in my city can't drive for shit. So people couldn't really navigate themselves through the traffic to ease up the traffic jam and to create a flow to get to where we wanted to go. We were trying to head to Tempe Town Lake, which is in Tempe, Arizona, and they were having a Christmas boat light display. So all these boats that were in Tempe Town Lake were designed with Christmas lights, and they were going to, sail around the lake, by the lakeside the lakeside boardwalk, basically. And people could just stand there and watch these displays as the boats and ships sailed by and take pictures and videos and stuff. We didn't get to go, but the one thing I did notice though was like when I got in that area, a lot of Verizon MVNOs were failing for the congestion that was there, and with that congestion came also priority. So I'm sure that full-fledged subscribing postpaid Verizon customers were well taken care of when it came to that. I love the misses. Anyways, yeah. So as you guys know, Mobile X failed. I couldn't really use. I mean, you were like at 0.27 megabits down, 0.26 megabits up. Like it was that bad. And then the same thing happened with Boost Infinite. Both the AT&T line and the T-Mobile line, both of them were really bad. And like I said before, like when I'm not in a congested area where people's device usage and priority access is, you know, is not put to the test when you're like in a fairly well area, then you do okay. You know, your speeds are fine. But it's when you it's when you're in a congestion and you find out what your priority access is, then you kind of know. So the only service that was like withstanding all of this congestion from people being at like a major event in my city was Google Fi. Google Fi maintained at 30 megabits per second on the down and 10 megabits per second on the up. So it's not, hitting over 300, but when you look at Boost Infinite's T-Mobile access and it was like 0.11 on the down and 0.12 on the up, 0.13 on the up, yeah, you kind of see, you know and that's where it you know that's where I look at it, right? Like network quality and those things matter, right? So it's not only just how fast can you run a speed test when you're standing in the middle of nowhere by yourself connected to a tower that has 5G connectivity, like how fast is your speed there, right? The true test comes in when you are around a lot of people that are using the same network as you, and then who's going to have priority to be able to do what they need to do on their phone. That's what absolutely matters. And so, yeah, I decided to stick with Google Fi. And then on top of that, I get my YouTube Premium for a year. So YouTube Premium, YouTube Music, I'm golden on that. I can cancel out all these other music subscriptions that I had. And, the Google One subscription for, I think it's like 100 gigs of cloud storage. That comes free if I upgrade to 200 gigs. I just pay the difference of what the 100 gig plan costs, which I think it's 99. I think it's like $1.99 for the 100 gigs, $2.99 for 200 gigs. So I would just pay basically $1. um, but yeah, so that's where service wise where I'm at basically. I also wanted to share this with you guys. I know I've done this before. I'm sticking to it. I know I said it before, so I really can't promise you guys anything other than the fact that is that I'm just gonna keep doing it. But I've turned my Pixel 5a into my little mini gaming console because I can run emulators on it, so it's so much better than having to set up a PC to do it and everything like that. So I wanted to show you guys this, basically this channel, and see if I can get it going here. Okay. Alrighty. So yeah, this is my blog slash gaming channel. I've already put up 2 videos on it. It's a game that I just started playing, which I say that this game is pretty badass. It is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, and this one has the DLC for the Dimension Shell Shock. So that's included in. So it has characters like Usagi Yojimbo and Karai. And I believe there's other unlockable characters as you play. There's unlockable characters like Casey Jones and all them. So yeah, I've been playing that. I'm going to be doing more gameplay videos on there. Once this channel is a little bit more established, a little bit more subscribers are added on, and YouTube sees that there's a little bit more traction with this channel, that I will start doing like live stream gameplays. Since I have emulators downloaded on my Pixel 5a, I've turned the Pixel 5a into like my little mini gaming console. So I took off like every social app, every other app that I don't need, except for video editing apps because I may use it as a camcorder. But mostly it just has emulators. It has downloaded games from the Google Play Store, and yeah, just I like playing video games. My style is like beat 'em up. 2D scrolling games, and also combat games like Street Fighter 2, the Street Fighter series basically, or even Mortal Kombat, King of Fighters 98. Like all those gameplays are going to be coming to this channel, and this channel is going to stay. I'm not going to give up on it or stuff like that. I'm just going to see these things through, whether they succeed or fail, and not worry about them failing, and just have fun doing it. So if you guys absolutely want to check out this gaming channel, let me drop the link in the chat. And there you'll have it. That is the link to the gaming channel. There's going to be more videos on there. And then sometimes I will do like, a vlog that something I want to talk about that's not tech related, just to kind of keep it separated from this channel that I'm currently live streaming on. And eventually, when live streaming from a mobile device comes through, that'd be great. But my kids are being crazy. My son got a drone helicopter that he's playing with. But I'll also be doing like live streams that are non-tech related, that whatever I want to talk about, movie wise, what's happening in the world today, those types of things will be on that channel. That channel is not monetized at all whatsoever. However, the same QR code that I have up there for my Venmo, I'm also going to be putting that on this channel to kind of just help on that. And again, like I said before, all the proceeds that I make from YouTube goes to my kids. It goes for their needs. It goes for their wants. So yeah, that's the only reason why I I even monetize videos on this channel, on this platform. Really, is the extra money that I make goes to my kids. Like it literally goes to them. That's what I use for, like, if they want to go to, let's say, Peter Piper Pizza, which is kind of like a Chuck E. Cheese. They want to go do that. They want to go to the Phoenix Zoo. I use what I make from YouTube for that. I allocate funds every month for that. That's money that I never really put into bills. Bills is always handled by me and my wife. That money goes to them. And, it's their choice if they want to use it, if they want to save it for something bigger. Like they know that whenever money comes in, like say like they wanted to get like a new game console or something, they know that all they gotta do is just tell me, just to hold on to the money, don't spend it, and yeah, save for them. So that's how I'll be monetizing that channel. I'll just be doing it through donos, and I'll put my Venmo link on it. But yeah, there it is. I mean, if you guys are interested in watching some gameplay or just seeing like the types of games that I'm playing. And I'll also be talking about games too that I find interesting. So there will be like a segment live stream where I showcase a couple of games that I found and I started playing. And I'm going to share that with everybody. So those people that haven't heard of these games on whatever platform I find them on will be able to find them and play them for yourselves and experience it for yourselves. So yeah, that's just kind of like, the big updates and everything like that. As far as the holidays, Christmas, I won't be doing any live streams or doing anything to interrupt anybody's Christmas or Christmas Eve. That's why I'm live streaming today, and only for a short period of time. I'm about to end the live stream here in a minute. And I also won't be doing I'm going to be traveling to see my dad. So I'll be over in his neck of the woods for New Year's. And yeah, I may vlog that and, maybe do a couple of live streams there. I'm not taking a lot of my stuff with me, just the phones that I'm going to be using, maybe my Pixel Book, and that's it. Not taking anything else, like microphones or anything like that to, do like major live streams. I don't need to. But yeah, so just a lot of the focus is really going to be on Threads, Instagram, and YouTube. So if you guys aren't following me on Instagram or Threads, links are in the description. You guys can follow those social platforms of mine. Just for like the more personal vlog type stuff, we'll keep it tech here, so that will always remain here. And then yeah, you guys can subscribe to my gaming channel, and I would definitely appreciate that. Definitely will appreciate that. I need to edit this here because it shows my Threads, Instagram, and Facebook. But yeah, definitely have to put in the Venmo link. But anyways, guys, take it easy. Happy Friday. Hopefully you guys enjoyed your Friday. I know it's a short live stream, but yeah, I'll see you guys next week. I'll do one more before the new year. We'll do the very last podcast of 2023 next week, probably Wednesday. I'll probably aim for that day. But until then, thank you guys so much, and I'll talk to you on the next one. And as always, aloha.